Today we're going to get into Something by the Beatles. It's called Something. And we actually arrived at this one via the members. We switched up our poll this time. We gave the Beatles, we gave the members. Our members are like the Beatles because they're so amazing. But we gave the members 4 Beatles songs to choose from, and they came up with Something.
This came out on top.
Yeah, so apparently this is a big one in the Beatles catalog, and obviously some of that is attributed to George Harrison's impact on this song.
Yeah, he was one who wrote this one, and obviously Lennon and McCartney wrote a lot of the Beatles' big hits, so it's kind of cool to see one that did so well, written by George Harrison.
Yeah, I think it was the first single for him that did really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
Off the album Abbey Road in 1969. This came out, I think, 2 weeks after the album was released. And how did it do on the charts?
It went to number 1 in the US, and it didn't go to number 1 in the UK, but it went pretty high. I think it was like 3 or 4.
Yeah. So which is interesting that they're a UK-based band, but it went to number 1 in the US. So clearly they were making their mark and impact. The Beatles were in the US at this point. And really interesting to know that actually Frank Sinatra called this one of the greatest love songs ever written.
Yeah, I think he said in the past 50 years is the best love song.
He performed it himself. Also, James Brown, I think, performed this. Shirley Bassey has performed this. So clearly an impactful song, and I can see why the members were then picking this up as the one we needed to do.
Yeah, we also read that this was the first song that George Harrison wrote that was actually a A-side of a record.
Yeah. So clearly George Harrison, he was obviously a renowned writer himself. We've done some great songs already on the channel. Got an extensive Beatles playlist. So if you want to go check that out and even leave some recommendations for other ones from him or any of the Beatles, let us know down below. Maybe we'll run another 4-song poll for the members and they can narrow it down.
And are you familiar with this one at all? Because obviously your dad has a history with performing some Beatles songs.
It doesn't sound familiar to me.
Okay.
I can probably let you know at the pause if I recognize it or
There we
not.
go.
So let's get started.
Attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she woos me. I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. Somewhere in a smile she knows that I don't need no other lover. Something in her style that shows me I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how. You're asking me when my love will grow. I don't know, I don't know. You stick around now, it may show. I don't know, I don't know.
All right, Sam. So how you feeling about this one? Obviously, you've been on a run with the Beatles and experiencing so much for the first time. So how you feeling about this one?
Well, for starters, this video is absolutely adorable. But the song itself, I really like this because I think that this is like a very honest take and like a wholesome love song. And I think that the Beatles have a great way of bringing truth to their music. And I think the thing with love songs is like a lot of the time it's this like over the top, like undying proclamation of love. Well, like that's obviously very nice.
Right.
It's not necessarily always the reality, right? And this, it's, saying like, is my love going to grow? Like, I don't know, but like, I'm here and this is how I feel about you. And it's kind of like, just embracing the moment of the reality of the situation of that, you feel a way about somebody, but you don't know what the future is going to hold.
Yeah.
And I think that that's kind of, poetic in a way.
It is for sure. And I think it captures maybe who George Harrison was, because he was a very spiritual person. So, spirituality tells you stay present, right? In the moment, right? So maybe he was channeling some of that when he was writing this. And it's really cool, like you said, the video, to see them in their element with their partners. And I think this, we had read, was written at least in part about Patty Boyd, who we've experienced, as was somebody that was very influential in George's life, and then went on to be influential in Eric Clapton's life. So
Apparently she was just the muse.
guitar players too, apparently, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing that sticks out to me. I mentioned about knowing the song or not. I don't recognize it, other than the very much prevalent guitar tone that comes through in this, and that's George, obviously. But it just sticks out so much, and that's maybe what I've heard before, is just that piece, right? That part of the riff, and maybe other people have covered it as well, and that's why I recognize it and it sticks out. But that's the component. I feel like that. Oh, it's almost like a heart, like it's like a crying heart to a degree, but not in a, we've experienced crying from a guitar almost in a bad way.
Yeah, like a weeping kind of sound.
This is more of like my heart is professing from that guitar tone. So really cool.
Yeah, no, I think it's great. And I like that it has this like melodic kind of flow, but it also allows you to still focus on the lyrics and kind of, like I said, like the honesty of the lyrics.
Yeah.
You're asking me when my love will grow. I don't know. I don't know. You stick around now, it may show. I don't know. I don't know. Something in the way she knows, and all I have to do is think of her. Something in the things she shows me. I don't want to leave her now. You know I believe in how.
And that was the Beatles with Something. Again, another different flavor from them, right? Another different
I feel like
sound.
every time is a different flavor from them.
Yeah, and that's what you get with three outstanding songwriters, right? Just adding their own take. And obviously this was around the time period that they started to disband. And part of that is obviously because they had so many great songwriters about
Yeah.
what they wanted with the creative direction, I imagine.
Creative differences.
Yeah. And, not to overlook that George Martin probably played a big role in this one, again, in the arrangements. That's what I feel like is so cool about this song in particular. It feels slow, but it also feels fast and energetic at the same time. They have a great way of blending their time signatures and their melodies in a way that makes it sound like you're experiencing different emotions at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think that slowed down effect to it, though, also allows you to just like kind of slow down for a minute and absorb what they're saying and this
Yeah.
feeling of love as well. Like, so much of music is, upbeat and fast and catchy, which is great for this, whatever setting you need that for. But sometimes it is nice to just like slow down a little bit, be mellow, and like actually absorb what they're saying, feel it,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So let us know where this ranks in the catalog for you for the Beatles. Obviously, it ranked pretty high for the members.
Yeah.
And we can see why. Let us know what else you'd like to see from the Beatles on the channel, or maybe even solo stuff from John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George, whatever. Let us know, because obviously they've got an extensive catalog, and we've only scratched the surface. We always appreciate your insights. Anything else you want to add, Sam?
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like the video, hype it up and have a great day. And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you soon.